Jaco Hanekom, again, you said he's an informer. Now, I don't know if it is different for EMPD or for you. This is somebody who provides EMPD, and I use that in a general sense, with relevant information to assist in the fight against crime. Am I correct in my understanding?
You are correct.
And he does that out of the goodness of his heart, or is he paid for the effort by EMPD?
I've said to you, some of the informant, I didn't ask, no, EMPD doesn't pay people.
Okay.
Let me correct that.
So
some of the informants are informants that are paid by SAPS through their own thing, but they don't expose them. But they also assist in EMPD. And we know some are getting, he's not the only informant that assists us.
Okay.
Who's in the payroll but most of them, they don't want to disclose that I'm an informant, I'm paid by SAPS.
But you say EMPD doesn't pay informants?
No, it doesn't. That is why I've said when I was starting, I even said, you are starting this thing, you are doing to good this thing. I think you can invest and take this forward, and because it was also good in the, not thinking about the vehicles repairing and selling it.
And I want to suggest something to you. Your meeting of Tuesday with Stolz and Mackenzie was not to berate them, as you suggest, for hiding from you on the day of this incident. The three of you were trying to align your versions to make sure that your stories don't conflict. That's my comment to you.
But I didn't meet with the two of them. I met with them, including Jaco.
Yeah, I'll get to Jaco. Oh, Jaco was in on the meeting?
He's the one that confirmed, and I said, let's call them. I called them. It was not the meeting of the three of us.
Okay, so you are holding a formal EMPD meeting with members of EMPD. You're taking corrective measures against them, and a civilian is a part of that meeting.
No, he was part. I don't know.
Is that appropriate?
They were part of the operation.
Were they part of the EMPD operation?
No, I didn't say EMPD.
So which operation?
The one that we are talking about.
I'm trying to understand how EMPD functions. You have reporting, let me finish. You have reporting lines between you and your members. You take steps against them when they make mistakes. And I understood that to be an internal EMPD process, but from what you are saying, my understanding is wrong because you invite informers into that process. Should I understand that?
Yes, but they are always informing me. They are always informing them. They are always working. They must know when I don't like this thing about these members, and it must be clear to them. Then when it's formal, that's why you take different steps and processes, and it's a different type of disciplinary processes that we're taking.
I suggested
but that's what I did.
I suggested to you that the meeting was to ensure that the three stories of your story and the two EMPD members aligned. You say Jaco was there. I go further to say the four of you were ensuring that all your stories aligned, including the informer.
Through you, Chair, sorry, Chairperson. You read all our statements. Some I didn't have a privilege to read, and you could see that they're not aligned. You see, and why are you suggesting that? Because the statements are not even aligned.
But there's one thing they are aligned on. It's the death of Mr. Mbense.
Sorry?
One thing they are all aligned on is the death of Mr. Mbense.
I don't know about that.
Yes, I'm saying the statements are all aligned in that. None of them references the death that occurred on the day. But that is the alignment that I'm speaking of.
But I don't know about that.
And they are also aligned on the fact that you arrived at the scene at some point.
Sorry, Commissioner?
They are also aligned on the fact that you arrived at the scene that night / early morning.
That means, Commissioner, it's also aligned to Marius to witness D. Because I also confirmed that what witness is saying is true. I came in. That means it's also aligned to everyone who said, I came in. You see, that's not only the two or the three. You see. And I'm having another understanding that the Commissioner sees me as if This person's protecting Kesha and Mackenzie. From yesterday, I can see that we are going towards that.
No.
And I feel that
I'm sorry for disturbing
Absolutely,
you.
absolutely.
Yes. No. It's not about protecting them at all. If you remember this line of questioning by Ms. Sello, which started a while back, it is more about whether you indeed were part of the decision/plan to dispose of Mr. Mpense's body. That's the focus
Yes.
of the question. Questioning. Please continue, Ms. Sello.
So I am suggesting to you that Tuesday meeting you reference, the purpose was to make sure that you don't you don't contradict each other in your stories. And you said, your response was, Hanekom was part of that meeting. Then I'm expanding my suggestion to you to say, the four of you wanted to make sure that you don't contradict one another.
it's not true. I deny, let me say, I can't say it's not true. I'm denying that.
And that was the sole purpose of the meeting. Otherwise, you did not need Jaco Hanekom to be present in the meeting to discipline your own members.
I deny that.
What do you deny?
What you are saying, that we were there to align our stories with Jaco, or align whatever vision with Jaco, Mackenzie, and who's Kesha. You see, I
And
deny.
my next suggestion to you, that is because the four of you, amongst others, were involved in this hijacking racket in the Ikuruleni area, in the East Rand, if I may.
Are you saying I'm part of the hijackings?
I say you are part of that racket, yes.
No, I don't participate in those things. And I deny what Commissioner Revospice was saying about that.
Okay.
It's not true.
And you derive a direct financial benefit from that activity?
No. From who?
From Jaco Hanekom?
I've explained the financial matters about Jaco. Before you even ask me, I'm the one who explained about that.
Well, please explain, I must have missed him. The
No.
financial matters about Jaco?
When I was starting, I said Jaco was running a business separate of repairing, buying cars. Then I invested my 100,000 there to make sure that at least we, after discussion, that we at least we repair 5 cars instead of 1 car.
Is that car repair?
Sorry?
What's the name of the entity?
No, we didn't have any entity. We're still starting it. But along the way, I got disappointed. We're still starting that process because he was doing it. Then I wanted to invest because what I was doing, it was not assisting me, and it was not assisting me financially anymore. You see, when I started, you see, I told you, when you can see in my statements, I was in China. I will travel outside to buy and sell, or else I will be here buying clothes from there, collecting it at the airport, or collecting it at customs and selling. That's what I was doing. But when COVID-19 came in, that died, you see, and happened to be affected again. You see, then I decided, no, I'm no longer going for it.
What year was this you started this business with Jaco?
I started early that business, 2018, 2019.
2018?
Yeah, I
2019.
grew up, I pushed it, I think, for 3 or 4 years.
And you say you invested 100,000 in it?
No. 100,000 with Jaco. With that one, it started very small, but as I was selling it, grows.
Where did you invest your 100,000? Let me understand.
I gave it to Jaco
For what purpose?
as part of the renovation and repairing of vehicles and selling them. He was buying cars. He was doing that business, buying cars from getting them from Facebook, or he will travel between Free State and Northwest and Gauteng and get those cars. He will repair and sell. But it was not doing well. But he was doing well, but it was not because he didn't invest it. I said to him, it's fine, not doing this, let's invest on that.
So this is around 2018?
No, 2018 it was closed, madam. It's after, during the time of COVID, it's either 2020 or 2021, I don't remember the dates, or 2022
okay.
there. Yes, when everything was closed, it was after everything, when everything was closed because of the COVID,
Yeah.
because of coronavirus, it's
Yes.
not COVID, because coronavirus. Then I started, because he was doing that and he was working on it. You see, I said, no, let's do that.
So this activity with Jaco you referencing started after COVID, let's put it that way.
COVID, it was 3 years. It was during that time.
Okay, COVID from 2020.
I think it will be 2021. I don't have exact date.
That's when it started.
Yes, 2020, but 2021, because 2020 COVID was starting.
And
Between the,
you say this, you didn't register a company for that purpose, you gave Jaco the
no, with
100,000
Jaco,
directly?
no, with Jaco, no. We were starting it. But as I've said that he disappeared whilst we were busy. You
Yes.
see, when he got this, made him excitement, then a week or two, then I went to the wife. The wife started to tell me the story. Then I started to demand my money back. The wife told me that his commissioner said I can't be discussing that. It's where I've said he was involved.
No,
in
that was
substances.
the context. I was not saying when this does become relevant, you should not discuss it.
Oh, thanks. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chair. I was reminded that he was involved in substances, illegal
Can we just get the
substances.
timeline right, Commissioner Mkhwanazi? When you invested 100,000 with Jaco, was it before or after this Benoni incident?
Hey, I must check my financial statements. No, I must check when did he return the money. But it was, no, it was before this.
It was before
Yeah, it was
this.
before this.
So we know that it's before
Yeah,
April
yeah.
20.
I know when these things were taking place, we were no longer in that, because I was demanding my money. We were no longer in good mood, and you see, there were some tensions.
So how did you give this 100,000? I assume it was cash. Was it cash? Was it EFT? Did you deposit in his bank?
No, I gave him. When people buy, they buy cash. When people buy clothes, some they deposit. You see, that one, it was cash. I know that I had 115 at home, if not 120,000. You see, that I kept, that when they open, either you buy or you change it to, you go to Standard Bank, you change it to the currency of the country where you go. Then, but it's dollars. You do it in dollars, then you go in. But there, I gave, it's either 50 or 40, it's either 50 or 40, no, let me say 60 or 40, because I know that it was two payments. The other one was 40,000, the other one was 60, but I gave him in cash.
Yes.
You see, because when he goes and buy again, those people, they give them cash, they give the vehicle, and we don't stay. It doesn't stay along with this vehicle. A week after they finish, or 3 weeks, it depends on the damages. No, we didn't buy that damaged cars are that are drivable. He depends on the fixing of the vehicle, the touches and everything.
Yes.
Then if he did that, it was going to excel, because I know he was very good in that, in talking and marketing.
Payment for the cars is irrelevant to this question. It's more about where you got the cash. It's not about what cash he got at what interval. So what you are saying now is irrelevant to the question. Am I mistaken, Ms. Sello?
No, indeed.
Yes.
Oh, the commissioner didn't say where did I get the money. Sorry, Commissioner.
Now
she
you're
didn't
talking
say.
about how Jaco would then get money and selling cars, and he would do this and he would do. That's what I'm saying is irrelevant. Because what you are saying now is about Jaco getting money. That has nothing to do with how you got the cash that you paid with. Do you get me?
Yes, humble apology, Chair, I get you. I went too deep, humble apology, Chair.
It's the 100,000. We're talking about the 100,000
Yes,
that
it
you
was.
say you invested.
Yes, it was.
Okay. So we know that you didn't establish a company. So you gave it to Jaco directly, this amount.
No, that time I didn't.
Did you conclude a written agreement about this money and how you'll be paid back?
No. It was not a loan.
You were not expecting repayment?
No, I'm part of it. We were going to run both of us.
You were investing?
Yes.
How much?
Both of us.
How much did Jaco invest?
No. He was saving, he didn't invest anything.
Okay.
But he's the one that will be running around because he was running around. You see, but I know that the profit what I was going to get was going to be far more than what I invested.
And you say it wasn't successful, and then you talk about him abusing substances. Am I correct?
Yes.
So if it was not successful,
In fact, let me put it like this. After the disappearance, there was no trust from me.
sorry?
Let me say, after that 1 week disappearance, and when the wife confirmed that, hey, Jaco is in these things, in illegal substances, from that day, the trust was not there. That, oh, I'm going to lose here. You
And
see.
that was immediately after you had handed over the 100,000.
Yes.
And the whole thing fell apart.
Yes.
So-
It didn't become successful. You see.
Now, why, if you go to exhibit bundle, exhibit bundle, exhibit CJC 164. So,
Sorry.
oh. We know from your version that you invested 100,000 with Mr. Hanekom. You subsequently learned from Mr. Hanekom's wife that Mr. Hanekom unfortunately partook in substances, which led, if I understood you correctly, to technically him not investing the money but burning the money. Am I?
Sorry?
I say effectively, Mr. Hanekom, because of the habit that you say he had, ended up using or diverting your investment towards that habit and not investing in the business.
No, I didn't say he used that money.
Okay.
I've said, hey, I had a fear now that this is not going to happen, you see. Because I know how people are addicted, you see, and I said, no. I didn't want to waste. I kept that thing and having hope that one day I will use it for something else. Then this I did so fast, and now businesses are so slow, and this one can be effective, you see.
So then the business didn't take off. You were not worried once you learned that he was using substances. The business did not take off now. At page 207, it's not numbered. If we could go to the date of 8/12/2021.
Page number?
207. Are you at 207?
Yes.
Do you need some assistance there? We're at 207, correct?
Yes.
All right, now line 10 or thereabouts, it's a date of 8th of December 2011.
8th of December.
2021, my apologies, not 2021.
Yes.
And it reflects the payment received, Jaco Hanekom, other income 16,000. Why are you receiving money from Mr. Hanekom?
It's that amount. He was starting to give me my money back. He gave me less than 100,000 instead of 100,000. But he paid in different months, but he paid. He was starting to pay my money back.
And if you go further down, let's look at the money in column. It's easier to track it. There is a 15,000 payment. Do you see it there? If we move to the left, that is on the 14th of December 2021.
You are
Once
correct.
again, from Hanekom, it's 15,000.
You are correct, yes.
Okay. If we go over leaf at 208, again, if we look at the money in, it's 65,000. You see that amount?
30th/01/2022, yes.
30th of the
Yes,
first,
yes,
then
yes,
Mr. Hanekom paid you 25, so
Yes.
65,000.
Yes.
And you are suggesting that Mr. Hanekom was repaying you the original 100,000 rand loan
Yes.
that you have no proof of having made?
It's not loan,
Oh,
madam.
investment.
Not loan.
Investment.
I know you change these terms and you stick to them.
No, it was my error, my error.
But wait,
I meant investment, I appreciate that. So he was reimbursing you the 100,000 you had invested.
yes, Chair.
100,000 for which you have no proof that it was ever effected. There is no proof that you ever gave Hanekom 100,000.
If you can, I gave it to him.
I'm saying there is no proof. It's your word that the commissioners must accept.
But he paid it to show that it is true.
We'll get to the payment. I'm still, back to you, I'm still at the starting point where you chose to invest. You haven't established a company, you haven't formalized the investment, you don't have an agreement in respect of that significant investment. I don't know, in my world, 100,000 is a lot of money. Perhaps in yours, it doesn't require any written confirmation that it was ever handed over.
Can I check something?
Yes.
If you check my other bank account, Standard Bank, you will see that I've been traveling, I've been selling clothes. You can see the countries or the country and the province that I've been in. And after that, the payments that were coming in, some are paying in cash, some are paying that in Standard Bank. Before the, I always remember COVID, but before the coronavirus, there's a proof you can see in different months and different years. You could see that I've been doing that.
And that is money coming to you. So
Yes.
even if I go into the records of that bank account, it's not going to tell me, it's not going to give me the proof I require that you ever paid Hanekom 100,000.
Oh, no, it doesn't say so.
It doesn't say
You are
so.
correct there. You are correct.
So now we find ourselves in 2021 in a space where there is no proof you ever invested that amount, where Jaco Hanekom is paying, who is your informer, is paying you 16,000, 15,000, and 65,000 in a span of 2 months.
Yes.
And I'm suggesting that that is the financial benefit you derived from what I call this hijack racket that at least the four of you ran, yourself, Constable Stolz, Mr. Mackenzie, and Mr. Hanekom.
If I can tell you that Mackenzie and Kesha and Hanekom, they were not in good terms. You see, there's nothing that they will do together. You see, it was me, said, hey, there's information there, utilize this person. You see, get things from this person. There's nothing that the three of them will. Mr. Robert Schultz can confirm that to you, that every time these two were in conflict, or else when he's coming with information, this one didn't want him to go. He said, no, it's fine. We're going to do it. They didn't want him next to them. And there's nothing that will make them be friends. And to be honest to you, I don't do such things. And I will never be bad things.
Of the three people, who do you say were not in good terms?
Jaco, Mackenzie, and Kesha.
Each one of them was not in good terms with the other two.
No. The two were not in good terms with Jaco. I don't know what was the conflict, because I couldn't detect the conflict. But they were not.
So Adrian, Mackenzie, and Kesha Stolz were in good terms.
No, they were good
but the
colleagues.
two of them were not in good terms
Yes.
with Jaco.
Yes.
I think, Commissioner, they may not, whatever you mean, they were not in good terms. Whatever you mean with that, but what we know from at least the Mbenze matter is that they were all participants and they cooperated in activities where someone ended up dead, which are unaccounted for. So even if you say they were not in good terms, even if you are correct, they certainly had no problem cooperating with each other and being accomplices in criminal activity. We know from Stolz's statement that she was called by Jaco. That's what she says. She got a call from Jaco. So even if they were not on good terms, Jaco knew to call her to an incident which is not on the books because there's no record for it, but someone died in there. Mackenzie ends up in that same incident, which they are rallied. EMPD appears to have been rallied by Jaco, including you. So that they did not get along, if they did not, is neither here nor there for this conversation. What is important or what is of relevance is that they cooperated. They were on good terms enough to cooperate in what turns out to be criminal activity, and serious criminal activity that results in the death of a person. You accept that?
Yes, no, I've
Thank you.
Well, yes, I've said no, yes.